so I got drawn into that. And again, I don't think we'll ever really have a chance of rational government in this country until people on high admit that Kennedy wasn't just killed by a disgruntled ex-Marine called Lee Harvey Oswald. Everybody knows it, but officially that's even, Nixon said that the Warren Report was the biggest scam, biggest hoax ever perpetrated on the American people. That's on one of the tapes we've got out of the White House. But officially, of course, it's still the official doctrine that Lee Harvey Oswald did it. He acted alone. And with 9/11, 19 crazy Arabs did it, and they acted alone. You look at one of these, what I call deep events, the ones which we know there's more to it than meets the eye. I'm struck how much continuity of modus operandi there is between the Kennedy assassination and 9/11. And I have references to those articles that are on the Internet that you can get through my website.
Yeah, there definitely does seem to be a lot of players involved in both the Kennedy assassination and 9/11 as well. And, in the mainstream media, at least last week, they were saying, 9/11 conspiracy theorists might be right. There's this new document where this mob boss takes entire credit through an FBI asset for the Kennedy assassination. Well, a mob boss couldn't call the Secret Service off the car, and you can see that in the video. So obviously, even if this
plan the parade route is the most obvious thing. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
The mob boss was Carlos Marcello. He could not have planned the parade route through Dallas, which took this unexplained little detour to go underneath the Texas School Book Depository. Exactly.
Yeah, and again, he couldn't have called off those two Secret Service agents, and you can see that right in the video, folks. Come on, this is a government black op from start to finish. Use some mob players to get rid of some people, to provide cover. Don't buy it if the mainstream media is putting it out there. Look into it for yourself. Final segment with Peter Dale Scott. It's the Alex Jones Show. Infowars.com, PrisonPlanet.tv, and TruthNews.us.
This is the shipping version of the Liberty unit. It's the basic unit that we work with. It consists of 14 cases and a pail of sprouting seeds and a sprouter. Extremely well balanced, and this is the one that we adjust for special dietary needs, like diabetics and people with gluten intolerances. Also, those who are concerned about not having any soy products or textured vegetable protein, this is the unit that we adjust for special needs. All of these one-year supplies are extremely well balanced. They have all the fruits and vegetables and dairy products, everything that you need for a normal diet, and it fits most people. But if you have special needs, if you're a vegan, or if you're a diabetic, or have gluten intolerances, please call us directly and we'll be able to adjust your unit to fit what you need. The 800 number is 800-810-4441, and that will get our administrative office, and we'll help you as best we can.
Do you understand how dark it is? How far down the line we are? How late it is?
All right, folks, we are back. It is the Alex Jones Show, final segment with Peter Dale Scott, peterdalescott.net or .org. In the last few minutes, Peter, I really want to get your take on some of the appointments, some of the administrative officials in this. I mean, we've got Rahm Emanuel, Chief of Staff. Gates is going to stay on for at least another year, they're telling us. John Kerry just appointed as the head of the Foreign Relations Committee. What do you think about this new administration?
Well, I see a mix of hopeful and depressing features about it. I'm 80 years old, and I've seen a lot of new administrations, and I expect them to lean in one direction to assure one constituency and another to reassure another. I think the one that was most predictable and upsets me the most is Rahm Emanuel as Chief of Staff. And that's because I've spent the last 6 or 7 or 8 years campaigning to have a genuine investigation of 9/11. And in 2006, we had a number of people in the Democratic primaries who were saying the same thing, and many of them could have been elected, like Colonel Bowman, for example. And Rahm Emanuel and Senator Schumer went full out to campaign against those people in the Democratic primaries, even at the cost of losing the seat, because the candidate who defeated, the good candidate, was then defeated by a Republican. On the economic side, you have both Geithner, assuming that he's going to get confirmed, which is not clear, and I'm certainly not happy that Lawrence Summers is the chairman of the economic advisors. But what's more important here is not the people that he put in to reassure the bankers, because he has to do that. It's the people he didn't put in to balance them. And we could have had Stiglitz, we could have had Paul Krugman, we could have had Jamie Galbraith, or a number of good Democratic economists who were challenging the way the bailout went. And I'm disappointed that they're not in. I do think that the abuses of the Justice Department will be basically, I have no opinions really about Holder, but underneath him, the new counsel of the legal office inside Justice, a very good person. I think the idea that they get someone from outside the CIA, Panetta, I think is a good idea. Mm-hmm. You can... Democrats in particular have trouble getting their nominees for head of CIA approved, and Carter had this trouble, and Kennedy had this trouble. I think Panetta will get in. He is an outsider, and he will get further, I think, than Stansfield Turner was able to, who was Carter's nominee, who was a very honest man. And the CIA just ignored him, really, and ran circles around him. I think Panetta is probably a good choice. So, you see, I'm not giving you a very clear picture. And I think we shouldn't have a clear picture. I think we've got to give Obama his 100 days and see if he can be like Roosevelt and really get the country started up again, or whether he's going to be like Jimmy Carter and just face confusion and chaos in Washington.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. It's peterdalescott.org or peterdalescott.net. It's the Alex Jones Show. We'll be back after this. Infowars.com, or join me right now via the streaming video at prisonplanet.tv.